Q asked, could you show us your pantry and freezer so we can see how much money is in there? And I think this is such a great question because your food storage, your pantry, your cupboards, your fridge, your freezer, that is like your culinary bank account. Hi, welcome back. In case you're new to my channel, my name is Megan Splon. I have been in food media for over 20 years as a food stylist, recipe developer, cookbook project manager. Basically, if it has to do with food media, I've done it. And this year, I'm taking all of my experience in food media and putting it to the test, trying to cut my family's grocery spending in half. In today's video, we are going to do a tour of my home kitchen so you can see where all the magic happens, and then reorganize my pantry and talk about how your pantry, freezer, fridge are all your culinary bank account and can save you money. This is it. We have a home built in 1968. It has a galley kitchen, which I really love and appreciate. We think that it was renovated sometime in the last like 20-ish years by a previous homeowner. So we do have some nice features like drawer pull-outs, garbage disposal, and this terrible flooring that I actually don't really love. But we have no plans to renovate or change our kitchen anytime soon. And it's very efficient for cooking in. It has sort of the great cooking triangle of the cooktop, sink, and fridge all within an arm's reach of where I cook. And this is the main hub. Everything that I need to cook dinner is pretty much within arm's reach here, which is very efficient for weeknight cooking. Our home was designed and built by an architect for his family. So we do have a lot of storage. Some of it's not very efficient, including our pantry. So let me show you the blessing and the curse that is built-in cabinets, pantries everywhere. This is our primary pantry. It's very generous, but it is also very deep and hard to keep organized. But I do have it organized in a few categories. Up here is primarily food storage, like extra jars, extra zip top bags, my super cubes that I love, extra plastic wrap. This section is mostly snacks and things that my kids can feed themselves. Yes, there are a lot of cereal boxes. Many of them have like a single serving of cereal left in them. So we are going to fix that today. And then these are, oh, this is on the wrong shelf. Then this section is pantry essentials, staples, things that I use to cook dinner with. There's a little bit of overflow on the section that is equipment, including my stand mixer, my air fryer, my slow cooker, the things I use most often. And the very bottom is an assortment of samples and overstock of things that I bought at Costco, as well as dog food. In the second part of this video, we are going to clear out most of these shelves and do a little reorganization together. Just next to our pantry, there's a little bit more food storage. I would consider this my baking cabinet. It is where my accessible storage of flour, sugar, baking powder, vanilla extract, chocolate chips of many kinds lives. And all of my baking equipment, like my measuring cups, my scale, mixing bowls, baking sheets, they're all right here. So when I bake cookies or brownies for my family, it's really easy to do it in one section. We also have quite a candy collection. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that for a while we were doing candy salad on the regular. I think candy is very healing to my inner child, and I feel really proud that we can just like have this and our kids have access to it. Above the candy section is my gluten-free baking ingredients. I do have a friend and neighbor who's gluten-free and dairy-free, and so it's nice to have a little selection that I can make treats with her from. Next to our baking cabinet, there are spices and condiments, cooking oils. I did do a whole series on Instagram last year where I reorganized a lot of our kitchen cabinets if you want a more detailed look. And I've done a pretty good job, I think, of keeping that organization up. Those 3 cabinets, our pantry, my baking cupboard, and the spice cupboard, are all of my dry storage. But we have the fridge and freezer to look at, as well as our basement freezer. And both freezers really need some reorganization right now. So come on and I'll show you what those look like. First up, we have the fridge, which I do think I do a good job of generally keeping tidy and labeling things in here. You'll notice that things are grab and go things are at the top. We've got a section for fruit, a section for dairy. All of my meat and fish is stored in one drawer of our fridge. We have a vegetable drawer and then things for making sandwiches, cheese in the bottom drawer. So as minimally organized and gets cleaned up, retidied once a week when I grocery shop. The freezer, on the other hand, is quite disorganized at the moment. And I will, even though we're not gonna go through these 2 freezers together in this video, I will show you the before and after, because I can do a general tidy here. This is kind of like one of those interesting things of, these were sent to me as part of a taste test, and we still haven't eaten through them. We just have some food like that. These are left over from the holidays. I did a whole taste test of different peppermint bark ice creams. You can find that at simplyrecipes.com. I'll share the link to that story as well as all the other resources that are part of this video on my newsletter. In addition to just like links to my writing elsewhere and some of my work, there's also going to be in this week's newsletter a pantry inventory tracker as well as a price tracker that we'll be using in future months. So go on over to megansblonde.substack.com to get all of that. Now let's take a little field trip to our basement freezer. Are you gonna be able to make it down the stairs? I think that you should go in before me. Like you turn around now. Just added the basement freezer to our food storage, and so it is not yet filled or organized. It is a nice place for leftovers from recipe testing or things like samples that I've been sent as part of projects, as well as a place to store things that I am buying duplicates of when they're on sale, like the bread that my kids love, and things like stocking up at Costco on proteins. It needs some organization as well, and we'll do that, and you'll get the before and after in this video. I pinky promise. Now, let's go back upstairs and clean and organize my pantry. All right, let's empty this pantry and get it reorganized. There's so much cereal, actually. I do fear that we didn't properly answer Q's question about how much money is in my pantry's fridge and freezer. But it's a lot. I would wager we got $2,000 here. So Going through decluttering and making an inventory is going to be essential to saving money on future grocery spending. So as I sort through this, I'm gonna answer some of the questions that y'all left in comments on YouTube, but we're also in the chat on my newsletter. Trisha asked, what does your work schedule look like? I work Monday through Friday, most days from about 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. The children have also discovered all the food is out. So an extra bit of context for that is that I am a freelance food writer, which means I can sort of set my own schedule, but also I am the primary parent, and a lot of times my husband is gone, traveling in another city, in another state for work, which I think also impacts my desire to cook some nights, or it's not even like desire to cook, but my desire to clean up, because when he's home, he is the primary dish doer. So I hope that you already know from me admitting to how much fast food we eat, takeout and all of that, that I'm never gonna be like, oh yes, the secret to saving money on groceries is to just absolutely meal prep everything from scratch. Like, I don't think that's sustainable for me. I don't think that's sustainable for you. But what is sustainable is consolidating all of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and trying to figure out what to do with all of these Lucky Charms. Okay, Elise asked this great question, do I meal prep at all? And the question is only when the mood strikes. Occasionally, I will do what I call a staple snack sweet meal prep, where I use my experience as a professionally trained baker to prep things that make our life easier, which are usually like a loaf of bread or pizza dough, and then like something that's snacky and also a sweet treat that we can enjoy after dinner or can be packed in lunch boxes. Elise also asked, do you have meals that you make when you don't feel like cooking? And my go-to right now is from frozen edamame and pot stickers, because I can pan fry the pot stickers in the time it takes to microwave the edamame, and I only have to clean up one pan. When we don't have the ingredients for that on hand, I often make like a one-pot pasta, which I think might also answer your question of, do I have any dishes that don't make a lot of dirty dishes? And one-pot pasta is one of my go-tos, but don't limit yourself to just making one-pot pastas that are pasta, like traditional Italian shapes. You can also use a similar technique to cook ramen or udon noodles and make more of like an Asian stir-fry flavored one-pot dish as well. And I'll share some recipe resources in the description. I bet these are very stale. Oh. I think I might, how would you feel if I got rid of the Chex Mix? That's literally from Christmas time. It's mostly pretzels. Easy. I'll put this back. What is the thing of pretzels? I wish there was like a universal spot for expiration dates. Like everybody put it on the same, in the same spot. I think this manicotti has been in my pantry for a long time because it's weirdly hard to find. Anyways, Ariel asked this question, and Ariel is incredible. She also has a newsletter called Rel's Rex you should check out. She asked, I'm curious about pantry ingredients. Are there any in particular that pull their weight when cooking or truly feel worth the money no matter what? I would say dollar for dollar dried beans over canned beans, and dried beans can be incredibly easy to cook. And then the other thing that I really love, and I think is such an underrated workhorse when you're talking about pantry staples, is tinned fish. I love the brand Fishwife, but also Trader Joe's has a couple of really great flavors as well. I fear the cake boxes are gonna be some of the worst to go through. There was this time period where I was doing once a month segments on a local TV show. And so I think we bought a lot of this cake mix for a segment about Valentine's Day. Some of these were samples. I'm so sorry, Pillsbury. I didn't get to eat all of these and they are too expired to eat now. Some of these have expiration dates that are right around the corner, but we're gonna hang on to them and put them on the inventory so that we can cook them, bake them in the future. When you're cleaning out your pantry, keep a list of meal ideas and things that you need to eat up right away. So the next time you go to meal plan or to grocery shop, you have a list of what you already have ready and you already have ideas from your pantry. Save a bunch of money that way. Here's a funny impulse buy. Betty Crocker Bridgerton cream puffs from 2025. They're not expired yet. I wonder if my teenager would bake these with me. These are also an incredibly fun sample that just got sent to me. Have you tried any of Dolly Parton's baked goods, freezer meals? They're actually kind of great. Excited to try those. Maybe even, should we make them tonight? Oh, let's do it. I'm gonna turn on the oven even. My sweet mom, Luella, asked about cooperative grocery stores and if we have any near us and can use that for bulk shopping to save money. And the answer is there are some bulk stores near us, but there is not a true co-op. And I really missed that. When we lived in Boise, there was a co-op. When I lived in Vermont, there was a co-op. But I'm definitely looking for some ways to shop in bulk and save money or just be able to buy exactly what we need. One of the beauties of recording all of this pantry clean out is I can tell you this only took me about 35 minutes, even with an interruption to go do car line, and it was so worth it. If you would like more information about the how and why behind decluttering your food storage spaces so that you can save money, all of that will be on my newsletter this week at megansblonde.substack.com, including the food storage inventory tracker and price tracker that I used to track all of this. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe there. Subscribe here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy you're here. I'll see you next time.